What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the next video in learning C++ exception handling. My name is QDS9 and you guys watching my channel Kuraiwood. Alright, so in this video we're gonna see the exception handling of the inheritance. Say for example you have two classes, you have a base class and you have a derived class, and the derived class gonna inherit from the everything from the base class. So what happens if I throw, say for example, from the child class or derived class something, say if I create object and if I throw, see what happens. Can we get exception from the child class or from the parent class? Alright, so before we continue, I have a very small message of subscribe my channel. Please subscribe Kuraiwood. As always, our programming videos will continue. At Kuraiwood we are committed to bring you the best programming videos. If you like my videos, please subscribe my channel. Click the bell icon to stay updated with my new videos. Alright, so welcome back, and we're going to continue our discussion. Say for example we have a class parent, or you can put a class base, or you class base parent, whatever you guys want to put up. So for example I'm going to put a parent just to make it simple, but keep in mind this is a base, our base class, and we're going to have a class child, for example. So this class child is going to inherit from the parent. Say for example we're going to put a public and we're going to put a parent. Alright, so now I have two classes. We are not going to put anything inside because that's not important at the moment. You guys need to know the exception here. Say for example you have a derived class, our child, and we're going to call it DC, for example. So I'm going to call it that's the object of the child class, and I'm going to put a DC derived class just for us. So we're going to come here, I'm going to throw something. Say for example I'm going to throw the exception for this DC, which is object of the child class. Alright, so we're going to see what happens. So we're going to come here, and for example we're going to run, we're going to build, and you're going to see that we got a very unpleasant error here. It means that's aborted, and terminate called after throwing an instance of the child, because there is a instance of the child class, our derived class here. That's our instance of the derived class, which is DC, and we're going to throw this one, we're getting exception. And now we're going to come in wrap this around our try catch block. So we're going to put a try. Okay, so we're going to copy this one, this guy here, and we're going to move it inside here. Now we're going to put a catch, and we're going to catch, for example we're going to catch for the parent. Keep in mind when you have say a base class and a parent class, in this inheritance scenarios, you guys going to get say for example if you have a 3-child class and you have one, say for example base class, so you're going to get error all the way up, whatever classes you have all the way up. Say for example we are here, we have a class, this is a DC's object of this child class. Even though we are throwing this one for this one, the object child, but the actual problem is that we're going to get all the way up the class hierarchy. The first class is going to get error. Not this class is not going to so much so affected, but this class is going to be much more affected. So for example if we are getting error, we're going to get an error on this class. We are not going to get error on this class, even though this DC is object of this class, because we are going all the way the class hierarchy all the way to the top. Okay, so we're going to put a catch, and for example we're going to put a parent, that's our class parent, and we're going to put a P, and we're going to put a C out, and now we're going to get a V code an exception from class from base class, from base class, or we call it say for example parent. gonna put it in parent class. Okay, and we're gonna put another scenario which we're gonna test which ones we're gonna get error. Say we're gonna put a, for example, we're gonna get a copy this one, and we're gonna create one cage for the child. So the child class child, we put a, say this one DC, this one we're gonna put a CC, for example C. Okay, so we got an exception from child class, and we put a child. So as I said to you, just because if when you are programming in C++ in a class hierarchy, which is going to be the inheritance, we have a class base and we have a class derive. Even though we are if we have an error, for example, for the object of this, but in reality we're going to get all the way up the top ones. Even the top ones, we are not even using the object of the top one, because here we have a child and we have an object DC. We are not having a, say for example, parent P or something, and here, but here we are going to look for example, which one of these we're going to get exception. But as I said to you guys, in C++, the first class is going to get exception, not the second class, even though we are throwing exception for the second one. And I'm going to prove it to you guys. We're going to build our problem. We're going to see what's the error. It says that except the child type child will be called. That's exactly what I'm saying. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and we're gonna run, and we look, as I said to you guys before, that we are getting we caught an exception from base class. We're getting exception from this one. We caught an exception from the base class, even though we are having this object here from the child. We are getting we are throwing something for the child, object of the child, not object of the parent. But because the parent here and the child here, this class is connected to this one in class hierarchy or inheritance, as you guys know. So we are throwing for this one, but we're getting error from the parent. We're catching exception from the parent. As you guys seen here, that our the warnings gone away, but because there is a problem here, we are creating a problem here. That's what we're getting some warnings here. We have put a multiple exception. We tested whether which if we're getting a child, or we're getting from the exception from the parent. But as you guys seen here, we're getting an exception from the parent. We are not getting an exception from the child, which is child C. Even though we have a class child, we have an object here DC. We are throwing the object DC. We are looking which one we're going to get. Do we get it from the child or are we getting from the parent? Even though we have another object here called C, we should get some, if there is a C++, that's how C++ works. Because C++, when you guys, I'm going to close this one. When you guys having a problem with your child, for example, you have multiple child classes or derived classes, and all of them, say for example, inherits from the parents. When you have a problem in one of them, it means that top class, which is the base class, going to be affected. So you're going to get a problem in the top class. You're not going to get a problem in the base class. That's how the C++ works. So I'm going to wrap up this video. And as I said, when we have say child classes, and here inherits from the parent class, even though we are throwing for example, we're getting error from this one, throwing exception for the object DC, but we're going to get the actual error, we're going to get it from the base class. Alright guys, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe my channel. If you guys have any question or comment, leave it in the comment box. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next video, and bye.